Okay, let's welcome the debate by first introducing our guests from our studios in Mumbai. 4 versus 4 on debate number 1 tonight. Laxmi Tripathi, well-known LGBT activist, live from us at our studios in Mumbai. Joining her is Ashok Rao Kavi, member and founder of the Humsafar Trust, for whom Tuesday is a big day. Isn't it a big day, is it? Harish, is it a big day? Harish Iyer, well-known gay rights activist. Is it going to be a big day on Tuesday, Harish?
Of course it's going to be.
Are you all looking forward? Are you worried about what's going to happen on Tuesday?
No, we are looking forward.
No, not worried.
Looking forward, Laxmi Tripathi says. Shashi Bhushan, LGBT activist, manager of the Naz Foundation. Shashi, joining us from Delhi. It's going to be a heated debate, but then this is what we need in this country. It's time for a debate, and I find it very interesting that in the end of a week, when we have had Shani Shignapur being a center of protest of rights denied to Indians under one constitution, in a week when we've had the Haji Ali debate being reignited, rightly so, by people who have said that there is no business of stopping women from entering one of the country's best known dargahs. We have a debate on LGBT rights ahead of Tuesday's big hearing of the Supreme Court. Dr. Indira Tiwari of the Hindu Mahasabha on the other side, along with Rakesh Sinha of the RSS. Ejaz Maqbool, senior advocate of the Supreme Court, has himself been involved in fighting this case. And Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani, Dr. Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani, of the President of the Muslim Political Council of India, representing the orthodox voices tonight. It's time for orthodox voices to change, and I want to start by asking you, Laxmi Tripathi, what do you think is the importance of what's going to happen on Tuesday?
Why orthodox? The genuine voices cannot be called the orthodox voices.
Okay, 1 minute.
We are not orthodox, we are natural.
Fine.
Madam, I'm a Hindu.
We are not orthodox.
Arnab.
We are
Okay, I have a rule for this debate, gentlemen. No, 1 second. If you don't agree with, you must. There are going to be some rules on this debate today, and I request you to follow the rules, because I want to have a meaningful debate. I'm sure people are watching this. This program is watched by millions of people. At least tonight, as of this moment, 20 million people watching the Newshour, and not including our people watching this in over 80 countries across the world. So let's have each other's size heard. I will extend the debate if required, but let's not speak over each other.
One request.
My request is not to speak over each other. That's a legitimate request. I want Laxmi.
One request, Arnab, that please also tell viewers what is the percentage of these perversion lots.
Right. Now, if you finished with your observations right on top, and Ashok Rao Kavi and Laxmi Tripathi, Harish Iyer and Shashi Bhushan, remember, some of what is going to be said by some of our panelists is going to be aimed at provoking you. The idea is not to get provoked, but to participate in a meaningful debate.
Don't want to be
listen to each other, because you may disagree with each other, but if you don't listen to each other, then it's pointless. So, Laxmi Tripathi, what is the importance of Tuesday? Let me begin by asking you, what's the importance of Tuesday? And then we'll open the debate, but let me moderate this. Yes, Laxmi Tripathi.
First of all, Arnab, thank you. And the lady next to you from Hindu Sabha, let me tell her, I'm also a strong Orthodox Hindu. And I belong to the Hijra community. I am also, she's Trivedi, I'm Tripathi. And perversion is in brains and thought process and on the morality what they want to give. But on Tuesday, again, the Supreme Court has reinstated that democracy does live, because I believe for the first time in the history of the judiciary, where a curative petition is heard openly of Section 377. And Section 377 is not for any hijra, gay, lesbian, but even it is for the man and woman. Even for the lady next to you. So the perversion is even...
I said no heckling tonight, let her complete. Let her complete, Rakesh Sinha, let her complete. We will not have interruptions, we'll have a debate tonight. Yes, please complete your point, Laxmi Tripathi.
So it is for the entire society. And today, I believe that Black Day written in the history in December 2013, I believe the Supreme Court, because that is only the place where we again will feel that we are totally Indians and are, because I don't see, for me, my religion is my constitution. If the people will say, on morality, nobody can decide the constitution of this country. On morality, nobody can decide anybody's constitutional rights, anybody's human rights. And what I'm doing in my bedroom is no business of any state, anyone.
All right, Laxmi Tripathi, I just want to give the chronological reference of the date that she referred to. 1 minute. For our viewers, let me moderate this. In 2009, viewers, the Delhi High Court, in a historic ruling, had said that Section 377, which criminalizes homosexuality, violates Articles 14, Articles 15 and Article 21 of the Constitution of India. In December 2013, the Apex Court had a meeting on December 11, 2013, which set aside this ruling and upheld the validity of Section 377. That was a body blow for gay rights activists, but they have not given up, and the matter comes up before an open hearing in the Supreme Court, which is going to happen on Tuesday. It's historic, and the reason we are doing the debate on the Newshour tonight is because I think all of India should be debating 377 with greater vigor than ever before. Now, to open the debate on the other side, Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani, I think a strong opening remark which has been made here by Laxmi Tripathi: a crime is rape, a crime is murder, a crime is theft, a crime is abuse, a crime is kidnapping, a crime is extortion and embezzlement, a crime is domestic violence, a crime is scams and corruption. How is it a crime if two consenting adults of the same sex indulge in intercourse within the confines of their private space? The debate opens up. You need to answer, Laxmi Tripathi, please. Go ahead, Dr. Rehmani, with your opening remarks.
You see, what Laxmi Tripathi ji, whatever she said within the confine of four walls inside their bedroom, whatever somebody does, it should not be a crime. Okay. There are thousands of lakhs of people who nobody knows that what they are doing inside their bedroom, but that must not be a law. Why that should be a law? You do whatever you are doing. The people are committing so many sins and mistakes and so many big things inside their bedroom. But that does not mean that should become a law.
Thank you for
that doesn't mean, and
that's an important turn in the debate.
What has prompted the modern society to make such a law? Our intrinsic natures are intact for lakhs of years. The humanity is not new. It's not that today we have changed. We have changed our psychologies and our needs. It's for lakhs of years we are living with this same kind of set of rules. So why you need a change and why you need a law for that? You do whatever you like inside your bedrooms, but why do you want to compel the others to make a law and then follow that?
Because
why you want to create such kind of unnatural activities among the society? Why do you want to
don't speak over each other? There are four panelists in the Mumbai studio. One second. If this debate is to carry on, you must let me moderate this. If you speak over each other, the point will not be heard by anyone here tonight. I think Ashok Rao Kavi, it's an important turn in the debate when you have Dr. Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani actually say, in the course of the Newshour debate, if the audio can just be brought down a little bit, in the course of the Newshour debate, Ashok Rao Kavi, I'm stunned tonight that Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani actually agrees with you. He says you don't need a law. Now, we wouldn't need a change if there was no law, but there is a law. And the question, therefore, tonight, I think Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani takes a position that stuns a lot of people in the course of this debate. Ashok Rao Kavi, you should welcome it. You should welcome it.
We welcome him. The problem, Mr. Rehmani, is that this law is used even in the privacy of your house. Arre Baba, listen.
Don't twist my words. I said,
I'm using your words. I am saying
homosexuality is committed. Homosexuality is already committed.
Mr. Rehmani, listen.
So
you have finished what you want to say. Have you finished what you want to say? See, what we are saying is we agree with you that what should be in the four corners of the walls of your house should remain there. But the point is the police is not allowing that. The state is interfering into the bedroom and it is determining what sexuality it should be, what you should be doing in your bedroom.
No.
That's why this law is wrong.
Anything. Anything which is coming into the public view can be a sin.
We don't want to come in public.
We don't want to come in public.
Once it comes to the public view, it becomes a sin.
Harish Iyer.
And if nobody knows that whatever you are doing, whatever you are committing, that is
Harish
not, if it is not known,
and Indira Tiwari on the other side, please. If you are going to argue on the basis of principles and constitutionality, then my argument would be that this is the 21st century, it is the 69th year of our independence. It doesn't behove our democracy to be one that allows the state to quash individual liberty under the garb of moral indignation. You read Article 14, 15 and 21 of the Constitution, sir. Prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth, protection of life and personal liberty, equality before the law. You can't walk over it on the name of tradition. Argue tonight with me on the constitutional terms of this debate.
No, I'm not
argue
talking
on the
about
basis
tradition.
of law.
I'm
Don't
talking
argue on the
intrinsic
basis of some
nature of the
orthodoxy which
humanity.
I and nobody else believes in.
This nature has not been changed.
Argue constitutionally with
you
me,
want
sir.
to try to pervert those natures.
See,
Sir, use words like perversion carefully, sir. There are a lot of perversions in society which can be spoken about. Don't use words like that so loosely on the course of the program.
Yes,
Do not
yes,
insult or
whatever-
demean any of my
whatever kind of
panelists tonight.
perversion
Harish
can be
Iyer,
debated.
Harish Iyer on one side and
I do agree.
Harish
There
Iyer
is-
will debate with
there
Indira
is-
Tiwari next. Harish Iyer.
there is just one point. What I do in the confines of my bedroom with a consenting adult who is an adult, I mean, everything else is humbug. When we speak about religion, we know that religion, the same people who defend misogyny are the people who are defending their stance on homophobia. So religion is out of the picture. I'm talking only about the Constitution. The Constitution allows me the equal right to dignity, equal right to a dignified life. And what I do in my bedroom, in the privacy of my bedroom with my partner who is consenting and who is an adult, it is not the business of the state of the or the police or anyone to interfere in that. Do we have lesser number of criminals? Do we have lesser number of cases that needs to be attended to, that you want to now go into the bedrooms of people? And it doesn't decriminalize only homosexual sex. It criminalizes any sex that is against the order of nature. Who decides the order of nature? No one decides. So it means that if there is sex between a man and a woman and it doesn't bear children, that could be considered against the order of nature. So it means that this is not stigmatizing homosexuality alone. It stigmatizes a whole population. It stigmatizes so many people who have sex and they don't have sex with the intent of procreation. They have sex with the intent of recreation. It criminalizes that as well. So it's a major issue and we all need to stand up against it.
Okay, so a challenge is thrown at this stage of the debate tonight. But let me ask you, just to take a detour from this. No, 1 second. I know you want to rebut. You will rebut. I'll allow you to rebut.
It's not rebut.
But before you do that, tell me honestly, there are people who believe that what's happening on Tuesday is procedural. Laxmi, Ashok, Harish, Shashi. They feel it's procedural. You're going through the rigors of it because that's what the law prescribes. But people believe that unless the politicians of this country put their weight behind the implementation of a conviction that decriminalizes gay sex, no change is about to happen. Are you actually hopeful, Ashok? Are you hopeful, Lakshmi? I mean, are you really hopeful? Are you putting up an act?
Of course we are. No, we are totally hopeful because...
You're hopeful about Tuesday?
Of course, I'm totally hopeful. Very hopeful because we have believe in the democracy of this country, the judiciary of this country, and we are not talking about politicians who only bother about their vote bank. We are talking about the holders of the constitution, holders of the land, of the law of the land. The people, our Supreme Court has come down very strongly on many issues, and I believe the same Supreme Court will literally wash away its bad black day, what was written in the history on 2013 December, and a new chapter in Indian democracy will be written on basis of constitutional rights, human rights, and basic rights of an Indian.
Arnab, this is a curative
No,
petition.
Indira Tiwari's turn.
According to us, a curative petition is to cure what went wrong. So we are very hopeful because constitutionally we are on very strong ground. That what has happened there, Justice Singhvi's judgment hasn't been fair at all. It hasn't been constitutional. It hasn't been fair in calling us a minuscule minority. It can't be fair at all to say there are very few transgressions of the law under this section 377. Even if there's one, it has to be taken up by the Supreme Court. How can you say that we are a very small minority?
Do we say the same thing about religious minorities? Do we say about caste minorities?
Fine.
We won't go there. But
now Indira Tiwari must respond. Before she responds, let me put one stunning fact for all our audience to understand. This is legislation, Indira Tiwari, that promotes homophobia, that promotes bigotry, which has its birth in pre-independence Victorian India. You will be shocked, but you need to know, in the year 1860, it has no place 156 years later in an independent India, in a progressive India, and what kind of a colonial hangover, Indira Tiwari, are you suffering from, that you say that what the British brought in 1860 should be relevant in the India of 2016? Your response, please, and please mark your words. Don't use the word perversion so loosely. Your response to Laxmi Tripathi first.
Yes,
Laxmi Tripathi first.
I heard all my learned and honorable panelists along with Arnab also. I'm really stunned and astonished and also shocked to hear from a person like Arnab who's supporting unnatural. If I don't call it perversion within the court, it is unnatural and it has no significance of any kind of progress. It has no significance of any kind of development for what we are talking about. Do you say that by going into unnatural act, it is leading us to any kind of a development and progress? This is irrelevant, rubbish, and unscientific and unnatural.
You're not being able to argue.
No. Let me come out. It was a black day.
Lakshmi, let her complete. Let her complete, Lakshmi Tripathi.
I haven't intervened when the panelists were viewing themselves. No, Lakshmi, you have to listen to me now.
I'm listening.
It was a black day when High Court overreached to the legislation by decriminalizing the marriages within the sex, right? Now the Supreme Court prevailed the wisdom by passing the judgment against the High Court ruling, and it was a good breath for the citizen of the whole world. It is an unnatural act. We are humans. We are not animals. You haven't seen even the botanical system, even the animal world, that we go to our homosexuality, and we call ourselves a human by fighting for this homosexuality. Are we human? No, we can't be. We are perverted then. Definitely we are perverted. You have problem with orthodoxy. It's not orthodoxy. It's actually unnatural act which should not be sanctioned by any...
Who decides?
Now,
who decides?
Now it's sub judice. The matter is sub judice.
Right. Who decides? There is an abstractness on the framing of IPC section 377.
And one more thing.
There is. I'm sorry. No, one second.
I know. Let me complete. One more thing. Which today's.
Where is it written?
This news hour debate with the hooligans, those who are trying to view their
who's the hooligan on the program?
Laxmi Tripathi is the hooligan.
I'm sorry, but you are repeatedly insulting your fellow panelists, Indira Tiwari. You first say they are not human, then you say they are hooligans. You are not arguing on fact. They are asking you. You are calling them names, and that's not a debate.
Can I speak one thing, Arnab? Arnab, can I say one thing?
Argue constitutionally on the basis of law.
Okay, the Constitution did it according to Constitution, and it has upheld the constitutional validity. Now the legislation is the part of the Parliament, not the Constitution. Supreme Court has to interpret only the Constitution legally.
I don't know. You have no argument from the Constitution. You have no argument in terms of religious text, because in terms of the Constitution, I've told you, Indira Tiwari, the response to you will come from Shashi Bhushan. But before Shashi Bhushan responds to you, let me tell you this, that given the abstractness of the framing of IPC section 377 that outlaws intercourse against the order of nature, why shouldn't it be scrapped, given that the very term is left to be defined at the discretion of the state and its machinery? Indira Tiwari will not determine what is against the order of nature. Why should the state be allowed to define what is and what is not against the order of nature? Shashi Bhushan, please. Shashi Bhushan. Now listen to the terms of the debate. Shashi Bhushan.
Arnab, listen to me. I've been observing the decorum you have set up at the beginning of the debate. I never spoke, and please listen to me now. Since the beginning, everybody is discussing, the sexual thing. They are relating it more with sex and sexual consent. I wonder why people are not talking about that. This is a question of the personal freedom and liberty. As you have said, it involves Article 14, Article 15, Article 21. More than any sexual thing,
Article 14,
it's a question
15
of
and
our
21
personal liberty and freedom.
In the light
Listen
of
to me. Sorry, just let me complete. You said it's unnatural. You are not going to decide what is natural and what is unnatural.
Article 40
you're not going to decide.
You want the Article 14 to be applied on the criminals?
No, listen, I am against this. I don't know why people relate it with 10 other diseases.
If somebody is perverted to be a killer and they make a group of killers, and they will say because of we are a minority, we have
I don't understand why people like you,
Tasleem Rehmani, let him complete.
Associate homosexuality
let him complete, Tasleem Rehmani.
With criminality. I don't. Listen to me. I'm surprised.
No, Indira, you're breaking the terms of the debate.
Listen to me. Why people like you?
If few thousand of people become killers of the humanity and they want the Article 14 to be applied upon them.
Arnab, can I come in?
No. Well, you have to differentiate between a criminal act and an act. You are taking it absolutely wrong.
So, okay, you have a problem with only this word of criminality.
Okay, one second.
You may use weakness.
Indira Tiwari. Indira Tiwari, just 1 minute. I don't understand. One second, just 1 minute. Indira Tiwari, on 1 minute. Tasleem Rehmani, go back to the terms of the debate. I said we're not speaking over each other tonight. Now there's Ejaz Maqbool, who's a senior advocate of the Supreme Court, and on the other side we have Rakesh Sinha, who hasn't spoken yet, and so I need to get them into the debate. Okay, so Ejaz Maqbool, please understand this. I don't understand the logic of the homophobic, and sorry, I'm not calling you names. I'm saying you're homophobic panelists on our channel today. The fact is that an act between two consenting adults has been made criminal. So tell me, Ejaz Maqbool, it has been put on par with an act that is non-consensual on the part of the victim of rape, and you're sitting here justifying it. You actually have a stronger term in terms of sentencing for this act of 377 than there is a punishment for rape. Please explain to people tonight why rape is a lesser offense than being a homosexual. Ejaz Maqbool, why is rape, why is someone who carries out an act of rape a lesser criminal than a homosexual? Ejaz Maqbool.
Now let me give the legal perspective.
Yes,
firstly,
please
this
go ahead.
matter is sub judice. It will be coming up before the Honorable
Sure, but we have every
Supreme
right to debate it, sir.
No, we have a right to debate.
Yeah.
Now, but the first thing is that this is a statutory provision in the IPC, and there is a presumption of constitutionality. When there is any statute in the Act, it has been many of these statutes are for several years, maybe more than 100 years old. There is a presumption of constitutionality.
What is the presumption of constitutionality?
Presumption of constitutionality is that 377 is a valid legislation.
Oh, so what you're saying is it's been around since 1860, so we presume it is correct.
The whole of IPC is from 1860.
Sir, both
the entire
law is
IPC is
even
from
much older.
both whether the rape legislation, whether the
don't speak over her. Don't speak over
the entire IPC is from
one person at a time.
Even 302.
I'm calling out names right now, and on this Shashi Bhushan versus Ejaz Maqbool.
One second. That is
two people at a time.
No, that is the first
two at
thing.
a time.
There is a presumption of constitutionality on any provision of an act unless it is declared to be unconstitutional by the court. Now, Delhi High Court, according to us, they did a wrong thing by saying that 377 should be read down, and
that's your view.
No.
That's your
that
view.
is the Supreme Court view.
But that's your
That
view.
is the present Supreme Court view, unless it is overturned by the Supreme Court by a larger bench. Now what Supreme?
So you are explaining the technicality. You're not arguing on the basis of. You pick up one argument.
Just allow me. First,
you pick up one.
The first point I made was there is a
Ashok Rao Kavi, no parallel conversations please going on. Ejaz Maqbool is being rebutted by only Shashi Bhushan now. Shashi Bhushan is rebutting.
Number one.
Yeah.
What Supreme Court did was,
guys, please, for God's sake, this is.
Yeah.
No, this is court's job. Honestly, when your fundamental rights are infringed, court works as a watchdog.
This is no fundamental right.
There's no
This is unnatural. This is no fundamental right.
No, he's debating now. You're speaking over it. No, Indira Tiwari, respect the terms of the debate.
It is direct.
But nobody can hear it.
It is a direct violation of fundamental rights. It is a violation of
Indira Tiwari. You must.
He's
arguing.
You're stopping.
There is no fundamental right to commit an unnatural act, all the religions in this country, whether it's Islam, whether it's Hinduism, whether it's Christianity, every religion forbids it.
No, religion should not
prevail. There is no such constitutionality involved in that. Like, you have a right being a minority to commit an illegal act. Now, tomorrow, let me tell you, today's Supreme Court...
Let's come back to the same debate, whether it's
that it is an unconstitutional... The Delhi High Court should not have...
Based on any religion. This country is based on the constitution. I do not understand this. We are not interested in religious morality. We are interested in constitutional morality. We have to go by the constitution.
He is arguing morality. We are interested in both. We are saying that the religious morality is a part of our constitutional mandate.
We do not accept religion in the public sphere or in the courts.
So you honor the law. Why
Indira, don't do this. Indira, don't do this.
And for me, today, my religious book is the Constitution of India.
In fact, let
and
me tell you
the Supreme Court said it is the legislature
while Supreme Court passed that judgment in 2013 had said that it is not in the realm of the court to declare it as an unconstitutional.
Not in the society. We are a secular society. For me, my religion is constitutional.
Has no relevance for homosexuality. Secularism have no meaning.
Unnatural acts which is prohibited by all
does not define homosexuality. Laxmi Tripathi, I'm sorry to tell you that secularism does not define homosexuality. Please,
1 minute.
One more thing.
Can you please both just go back for a minute?
No, one more.
First, 1 minute. Just one. You not speak together.
1 second for a moment.
No, you stop, please. Ejaz Maqbool, please stop. I request you some order in the debate. No, please stop. Please stop. Please stop right now. Please stop. Please stop, Tasleem Rehmani. Please stop, sir. Please stop, sir. I don't understand this whole argument that is being put up here that, there is religion and mythology which is there. First of all, I agree with Ashok Rao Kavi and Laxmi Tripathi. We should not be talking about religion. Religion does not define our constitution. We are a secular country. But when our mythology itself, if you want to argue there, is full of examples and narratives that have supported and espoused the idea of an alternative sexuality than heterosexuality, how can you use those same scriptures and narratives to selectively substantiate arguments against the same?
You see,
one second. Hindu scriptures have documented homosexual relations. Hindu scriptures have made references to them, showing that this practice has existed for thousands of years and has been part of Indian culture. Please read what is written about homosexuality in Hinduism. See what is depicted in the temples at Khajuraho and understand that as per our mythology, Lord Krishna took the form of Mohini to marry Arjun's son Aravan. Similarly, in the Mahabharata, Shikhandi's story highlights that the idea of a transgender...
I'm sorry to tell you.
Similarly, in the Mahabharata, if you want to argue, Shikhandi's story highlights that the idea of a transgender was not taboo in ancient India. The Mahabharata is indicative.
In this slide.
The Mahabharata is indicative of the fluid nature of gender in the past when Arjuna metamorphoses into Brihannala following a curse.
Intentionally
you
are hurting the sentiments of
I am not hurting anyone's sentiments, ma'am.
No,
I am not hurting anyone's sentiments.
Any sin, any crime which
I am saying that
secularism
everyone can speak together. You decide.
Any definition for homosexuality. Let me clear it. Secularism means respect to each other religion.
Right.
Secularism does not have any definition in any way term for homosexuality.
Okay, so I will now read out what Sri Ravi Shankar.
And now when they say they don't believe in religion, don't believe. But then they say that they believe in law. If they believe in law, they should respect the verdict of the Supreme Court. That's all.
These are matters of interpretation, and I now want to get Rakesh Sinha.
It is wrong.
It's not the matter of interpretation. It is a matter of scientific approach. It is the matter of what you get out of it. It is unnatural and unnatural.
The debate now is between Rakesh Sinha on the one side, Rakesh Sinha on one side, and Ashok Rao Kavi on the other. To our panelists in our studios in Mumbai, I request you don't speak over each other. It becomes very difficult to manage the debate. Ashok Rao Kavi, I want calm and composure in the course of the debate so many points can bring in.
I'm really stunned that how this unnatural act have been
Okay.
now debated,
Now, Rakesh
and
Sinha.
now they want a sanction to this.
Rakesh Sinha.
This is really very
Rakesh Sinha.
shaming.
Okay,
to me.
now please,
I'm not
Indira Tiwari. Rakesh Sinha on one side, only Ashok Rao Kavi on the other, and I'll keep calling out names as we get panelists to debate. Otherwise, you will appreciate that I will not be able to manage the course
No,
of
they
this
can
debate.
disagree with
Indira
our
Tiwari,
view.
you are
They can
again
disagree
speaking
with our
in.
view,
It is
Arnab,
not appropriate.
But what is
Only
unnatural
Rakesh
will remain unnatural.
Rakesh Sinha.
They can disagree with whatever we are having the opinion.
Indira Tiwari, this is not appropriate.
I think they are sick people.
Every panelist on the
They need a
debate.
sympathetic view, and they need a real correct medical checkup. I have a sympathy for these panelists. They should go to the doctors for their cure. It's a psychopathic problem with them, and they need to approach to the doctors.
Now, Indira Tiwari, everybody on the panel is respecting the terms of the debate set out right at the start, that we not speak over each other. Our panelists in Mumbai must appreciate that as well, and therefore I'm calling out names. Now I want Ashok Rao Kavi to take on Rakesh Sinha. It's past 9:30 p.m. and he hasn't even spoken. Now, Rakesh Sinha, what I'm saying is this. These are all matters of interpretation. If you want to bring matters of interpretation, religion, mythology, tradition, faith, etc. No,
that.
Indira Tiwari, you will not, please. Only that. Rakesh Sinha and me and Ashok Rao Kavi on the screen, please. You see, Rakesh Sinha, even spiritual leaders who understand the Vedas, like Sri Ravi Shankar, in the 21st century have rubbished the idea of homosexuality being a crime in Hindu culture while giving examples of the same. You can find out what Sri Ravi Shankar said, and he has clearly said, and this is dated December 11, 2013, he says homosexuality has never been considered to be a crime in Hindu culture. It is not a crime in any smriti. Everybody has male and female elements according to their dominance. According to their dominance. And I said that right now, no interruptions on the debate, and only Ashok Rao Kavi and Rakesh Sinha on the screen, please. Then why should we lend validity to a handful?
It's a sickness. I can reform it to a sickness.
No, this is not. Now everybody is respecting the debate. Please do. I'm requesting you. I'm requesting you because otherwise it's interrupting the debate. Sitting next to me, if you speak over me, then what happens is nobody else can speak. And Rakesh Sinha has been patiently listening. I'm sure he has strong views as well. Now tell me, Rakesh Sinha, Tuesday is a big day. You must understand that beyond the point you will not be able to push back. This is an era of change, Rakesh Sinha. Things are changing. You saw what happened in Shani Shignapur. You saw what happened in Haji Ali. Believe me, you would have not have dreamt or in your worst nightmare thought that what happened this week would have happened. But it happened, Rakesh Sinha. The same applies as far as Article 377 is concerned. Section 377 is concerned. Don't push back, Rakesh Sinha. And if you're pushing back, give me one reason why anyone should support you. Rakesh Sinha, please, and Ashok Rao Kavi will respond. Yes, please. Mr. Sinha.
Arnab, this is a core social issue. This is not a political and ideological issue. On core social issues, if we discuss the different emerging trends, we can discuss. And the Supreme Court has heard the entire emerging trends of the society. But at the same time, I want to say that Indian society is not the Western society. We should not see everything black and white. Shashi Bhushan is right. In Indian society, we have not seen the homosexual as criminals. But why do you want that your private affairs should be public slogans and street slogans? Why do you want a legal support for some private activities in your bedrooms? Why do you want any law for the private activities in your bedrooms? Have you any instance that police has intervened in your bedroom
yes.
that you are doing homosexuality?
Yes.
Any listening?
Yes.
Any police has arrested?
Rakesh,
you want to create a separate world. You want to create an alternative world.
Rakesh Sinha.
Civilizational centric. There should be civilizational centric approach. Few handful people can't dictate the civilization. They can't make unnatural as natural. There has been homosexual in all the society in all the ages.
Will you listen to me now?
Let me complete. All the society in all the ages. They have been given. They have not been treated as criminals by the society. We know that they are the aberrations. They are unnatural. They exist. They are exceptions. Treat exceptions as exception. And last point. Lancet magazine, which is a reputed medical journal, in the latest research has clearly said that homosexuality is one of the major reasons for spreading AIDS, the most fatal disease in the human society. So don't question the human. I am not questioning your orientation. The Supreme Court Article 377 has not criminalized your orientation or particular people. It has not identified certain offences. A last point, don't open India as the sexual market of the Western society. They need India as a sexual market, and the children abuse will go up. No police, no law can curb that. So kindly go by the Indian civilization norms, state, but at the same time I want to state that don't want them as criminals.
One at a time.
They are not criminals in their bedroom. Don't want any law, don't want that Article 377.
One at a time, please. First of all, point of order in the debate. Right now, I'll call out the names, and I want Ashok Rao Kavi and Laxmi Tripathi to respond one after the other to the points made by Rakesh Sinha. Rakesh Sinha makes a valid point. He said, don't take it seriously. The law is not used against anyone. That's what he says. The law is not used against anyone, and hence don't worry too much about it. Ashok Rao Kavi, before you speak, let me educate Rakesh Sinha. Rakesh Sinha, I'm reading a news report dated the 1st of January 2015, which says that in the year 2014, I don't have the statistics for the year 2015, as many as 750 criminal cases were slapped against individuals, and for your kind information, 600 people were arrested because their sexual orientation and choices made in their personal life was deemed against the law of nature by the state. Which world are you in, Rakesh Sinha? People are suffering on a daily basis, and you are saying not to take this seriously. You just got your facts wrong, Mr. Sinha. Now Ashok Rao Kavi will respond. Ashok Rao Kavi.
They were encouraging the sexual prostitution.
What? No. I must protest.
Prostitution.
There's no prostitution.
No. This was the clear case of the prostitution.
No.
You don't create a market in the public place.
You don't know the decorum to follow.
These people.
Rakesh,
you are making accusation which is insane.
No, Rakesh, you are being very unfair.
We go by the morality. We go by our norms. We go by our values.
You are being unfair. Rakesh Sinha, I represent.
I am also quoting the case of Goa. Where
have you brought in Goa?
Visited Goa for the sexual abuse of the children.
But this is not. Homosexuality has nothing to do with children.
Are you going to open the India as a market for the sexual abuse?
What you're talking?
Mr.
Rajesh, you're gone insane. That is child trafficking. Child trafficking and homosexuality is two different things. And let Ashok speak and listen.
Please, Rakesh Sinha, my organization, the Humsafar Trust, records practically 2 cases of extortion, blackmail, bashing up in public places, police coming into your house and taking you to the police station for something that is happening in the 4 corners of your house. Is this supposed to be prostitution? You are actually abusing us for no reason at all. This has got nothing to do with prostitution. This has got to do with what is happening in your house.
Two consenting adults are doing something in their bedroom. Police is not intervening.
Police is intervening.
Market.
Sometimes I beg you to come to our organization.
That can't be permitted. Any society can't permit. No family encourages children to become homosexual.
Rakesh,
instance of one family.
Rakesh, you are not listening.
His children to become homosexual.
Rakesh, you are not listening.
If someone has an orientation, that should be treated.
I don't understand why you are not listening to me. You are just going on and on.
We should not treat them as criminals. We should not treat them as criminals.
Then that's all I'm saying.
In the private affairs. But you want to make the private affairs of the public.
We are not doing
you are demonstrating on the road streets. This is not the way to demand your rights.
Mr.
Rakesh, this is not the way to make a pressure on the government.
You are not allowing us to even talk.
Supreme Court.
I want to share something at this stage. Now, you know I've stayed away from the debate, and I know Indira Tiwari and Ejaz Maqbool want to speak.
You're
and
not
I said, if you let me moderate the debate, I will moderate it fully democratically. You get your turn. But as I'm listening to this debate go on, and I see the panelists in the Mumbai studio respond with a lot of anger to what Rakesh Sinha is saying, Rakesh Sinha, I want to break some news to you. Please understand this. In our country, your country and my country, a country in which Laxmi Tripathi, Ashok Rao Kavi, Harish Iyer, Shashi Bhushan and everyone, and Indira Tiwari, Rakesh Sinha have the same rights. In our country, 2 teenage girls, Bobby Saha and Pooja Mandal, aged 19 and 17, were driven to commit suicide. In our country, a 15-year-old class 11 student set himself on fire in Agra because he was caught getting intimate with a male friend. You want to talk about what society does to people and consider the fact that due to the social ostracization and discrimination, as many as 16, don't stop me tonight, as many as 16 members of the LGBT community in Tamil Nadu, as young as 18 and as old as 30, have committed suicide in the previous 18 months till October 2015. This hangs on your conscience tonight, so you can't say this is an irrelevant debate. What happens on Tuesday is part of a historic debate happening in our country as we speak.
Why you are this kind of
tendency is also a weakness. It is also
this is not a fair statistic,
psychological problem which needs to be dealt with the medical
This is a real statistic. Indra, psychological problem is in your brain.
Okay, Indira Tiwari and Laxmi Tripathi.
Say, Indra, you have to go.
Not everyone together, please.
You have to go to WHO first aid. The problem is in your brain. The problem is that you don't know your own religion. The problem is that you don't know your own self. The problem is that you're not ready to listen to anybody. You yourself have become unnatural. You yourself have become mad. You call me unnatural, you call me animal, you call me all sorts of names. You call me criminals. On what ground?
I didn't call you a criminal.
And what you're smiling?
I didn't call you criminal.
Indra, you're smiling. Indra, you know one thing, Indra, let me tell you. You're Trivedi, I'm Tripathi, we have the same bloodstream. And I'm Hijra, you're a woman. And my religion, whether it is Hinduism, Islam, or Christianity, or whichever religion, has never said no to my existence. And in Manusmriti it is written that if somebody does same-sex behavior, punishment is only taking cold bath in the midnight. Okay? And one more, let me tell you one thing about you're from Hindu Mahasabha. Rig Veda should be in your brains. And then Rig Veda says, Vikruti evam prakruti. Everything is natural. And what you talk about psychiatric and what Lancet.
Let her complete.
Mr. Sinha, you're talking about Lancet. Go and see WHO.
Let her complete, Mr. Sinha.
Go and say Indian Psychiatric Association. Go and see all the reports of the medical grounds.
Delisted.
It all has been delisted. Get your facts proper.
We should treat them. We should
Why treat them?
sympathetically.
Treat your brains.
We should not. We should not.
Now, please. Now, let me tell you.
Why do you want
now,
to
let me
law
tell you.
for
Ms.
private
Indira
activities?
Tiwari will respond now.
Yes.
Rakesh Sinha, after Rakesh Sinha, I'm coming to you. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Sinha.
Yes, Mr. Sinha. Yes, Mr. Sinha.
Mr. Sinha,
Mr.
answer
Sinha.
when children commit suicide. When children are blackmailed.
Arnab,
when police pull their
I
hair.
have just 2 quick points. I just want them to answer my one query. Why they want their private activities to be part of the public domain? Why?
We don't want.
Nobody has asked me what I am doing in my.
You are making us public.
Nobody is questioning. But when my bedroom will lead some controversy, the police will come. Then they will inquire, and that is happening. The news report you are reading, that mostly they are related to the places where sexual prostitution have been operating there.
I am not a prostitute.
Okay, one second. Harish Iyer.
This is the morality of the society and the police.
Harish Iyer will respond. Harish Iyer.
Society
there are a few
has
points.
never considered them criminals.
Mr. Sinha.
We don't want to give them respectability. We don't want to give them dignity.
Mr.
But
Sinha,
they must
what you're saying,
they should give
Mr.
them
Sinha, what
dignity.
you're saying is that
If they are
Now
confined
listen,
to their four walls.
Mr. Sinha.
Mr. Sinha, you're saying 2 things. The first thing you said that you're not interested in our life and we should not be doing it in public. We also don't want to do it in public. You also don't do it in public. This is not something that criminalizes homosexual behavior. It criminalizes any kind of sex which is not peno-vaginal. Number 1. Number 2, you were speaking about science. Let me tell you that the Indian Psychiatric Association has delisted it from the list of mental disorders. So don't speak about science to us because it's not a mental disorder.
This is wrong.
Okay?
The
third thing.
Indira Tiwari is countering you on. 1 second. Let's get it on fact. Harish Iyer. Harish Iyer. 1 second. Okay, pull back. Harish Iyer, I'm allowing now in this 15 minutes of the debate. Okay, 1 second. So present your alternative fact out here. Harish Iyer, 1 minute. Harish Iyer, pull back. Let her counter you on the fact. I give you 30 seconds to counter him on fact. Or,
If
no,
someone
one
had
second.
this orientation,
Indira Tiwari,
someone
counter
had
Harish
this
Iyer on
orientation,
fact.
that
Counter
is
Harish
private
Iyer on
affairs.
fact.
Nobody is going to
Laxmi
intervene
Tripathi
in their
and
society
Ashok.
nor the law.
First of all, let me clarify that I'm not having any animosity or any reservation against you. Be clear about it. But what is unnatural will remain unnatural. If the society, what Arnab was just quoting about Sri Ravi Shankar, that certain things were prevalent in the society in the past, it is prevalent, it will continue to prevail. That's a part of the society which runs its own way, and it does not mean any society will always have absolute kind of a,
we move with the times. Ejaz Maqbool is making legal point. Ejaz Maqbool.
Unnaturality
and liberty should be respected.
Was there in the society. It is there. It will be there.
Okay.
Indra, you need to understand. You live in a democracy. You live in a democracy where your fundamental rights should be given the priority. Religion should never. What you believe in
decriminalization, it should be taken in a sympathetic manner that you have got a psychic disorientation.
We don't need sympathy. We don't need sympathy from you.
No, it's okay. Now here, I gave you 30 seconds. Now please.
I think is required.
Yes,
now.
Shashi Bhushan, and then we'll close with Ejaz Maqbool. Shashi Bhushan is countering, and then Ejaz Maqbool. Shashi Bhushan is saying this, but let me quote
even a law
a little
for less.
bit before Shashi Bhushan speaks.
We don't deserve
Let me quote before Shashi Bhushan speaks from the historic US Supreme Court judgment that legalized same-sex marriage. They said their hope, when they spoke of the LGBT community,
we cannot justify
is not
if
to be
US
condemned.
is doing something wrong.
Is not to be
it cannot
condemned.
Be
Indra, let me
any
speak
wrong
now.
done by any
Miss Indira Tiwari, now please.
They said developing country or a developed country.
Indra,
maybe I gave you the
something wrong. It cannot be
okay,
justified.
fine. Now the US Supreme Court judgment said their hope is not to be condemned to live in loneliness.
They are not our ideals.
Now please.
US Supreme Court is not our ideal.
Don't interrupt me.
We are not United States.
Civilization's
We have a different society.
They ask for
you
equal
cannot quote
dignity
United States judgment.
in the eyes of the law.
Yeah,
the
give
Constitution
them dignity.
grants them that right.
But they should not be legalized, that's all. Give them dignity and Khajuraho.
Ejaz Maqbool. Only Ejaz Maqbool now. Ejaz
So we are debating a legal issue.
Correct.
The Delhi High Court committed, according to us, a mistake by decriminalizing homosexuality and held that C-77 is unconstitutional. No.
It's not
then
his view.
Supreme Court in the 2013 judgment only did corrective surgery, and they said that this is not in the domain of the court to legislate. It is for the legislation to deal with it. And there is a presumption of and merely because the matter is being taken as a curative petition before the Supreme Court doesn't mean that Supreme Court will overturn that judgment.
I think there'll be a lot of focus.
And the 2013 judgment itself in the end said that they have held it to be constitutional, and it is for the legislation to decide whether they need to change the law.
Okay, now remember, ladies and gentlemen.
Supreme Court never denied what High Court said. Supreme Court never denied.
Okay. Tuesday is a big day. Ashok Rao Kavi, Laxmi Tripathi, Harish Iyer, Shashi Bhushan, Indira Tiwari, Rakesh Sinha, Ejaz Maqbool and Tasleem Ahmed Rehmani. Tuesday is a big day. And what I believe in, I believe that there needs to be debate in this country. I believe the Newshour is a forum for debate in this country. I believe that people need to participate in the debate in this country. Yes. I believe the debate on 377 should be now put up in the public domain. Let there be a debate on it, because the debate is between a version of orthodoxy and progressive values. That's my view as well. I've made I'm saying this openly. Let's see where this debate goes. Let's see what happens on Tuesday. I thank you all very much for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.